make deals behind closed doors, promises broken. In their income source, hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line. Television screens bright and loud, sell you dreams, make you proud. Pop the bubble, see the cage you're in. Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Welcome to the chaos.
Alrighty, so wrong intro for today. Damon is not here. It is a weekday, and today we'll be talking about Europeans versus Americans. So let's start off with a little bit of news. In case you guys haven't heard, America has such a problem with vegetables that all of our vegetables are full of listeria, E. coli, whatever, and we're having so many recalls. It's insane. So all of our processed beef and all of our vegetables are just like completely crazy toxic. So turns out that vegetables are actually more deadly than eating raw meat. So according to the CDC, leafy vegetables alone account for 14% of foodborne illnesses and hospitalizations in the United States, edging out poultry, which is about 12%. So with outbreaks from contaminated produce like romaine lettuce and sprouts, which, they're so healthy, but it often makes headlines for causing widespread E. coli or salmonella, but it's far more than any sort of raw meat incidents. Even when we had mad cow disease, it wasn't that bad. So, and also meat is usually not from the packaging plant. It's usually improper handling in a restaurant or at home. So it is what it is. Anyways, so funny enough, while raw meat gets all of these scary warnings, it's the innocent salad that's statistically more likely to send you to the ER. And the FDA reports that raw fruits and veggies cause 46% of all foodborne illnesses, proving that vegans might be taking a higher risk than us steak eaters. So let's talk about the Europeans versus Americans. More Europeans die from heat stroke and dehydration than Americans do from gun violence. So recent data from the World Health Organization shows around 175,000 heat-related deaths in Europe, dwarfing the 47,000 annual gun-related deaths in the US. And those numbers do include, self-deletions, homicides, accidents, things like that, not just, on purpose. So, and just this summer, 2025, a brutal June heat wave across Europe claimed over 2,300 lives in just 10 days, with scientists estimating that there was triple the death tolls in cities like London, Madrid, and Paris, according to reports from Reuters and The Guardian. So on a lighter note, while Americans blast their AC to Arctic levels, Europeans are out here slapping yogurt on windows to cool down. Yes, this is a real tip from a UK expert claiming that it drops temperatures by 3.5 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in freedom degrees. I don't know. You guys do the conversion. Because who needs an AC when slapping some dairy on your windows will do the trick? I'd imagine that smells pretty gross and might cause some flies. What is going on? Anyways, so across the pond, Americans have been fighting the war against pickpocketers for the Europeans. So while the Europeans accept their fate and the loss, Americans still have fight left in them. They haven't given up, even though, they and we have been constantly beaten down by life. We're still going to fight back. We still have that revolutionary revolt left in us. Our collective, untapped American anger is ever present and ever growing stronger. And unlike those weak, broken beta Europeans, we'll never lay down while being openly victimized. Heck, there's even viral X posts from last year joking that Europeans treat pickpocketing like a cultural exchange program, while Americans are ready to throw down hands over a stolen wallet, proving our spirit is alive and well in everything from having more street smarts to standing our ground. And I can attest to this because when I was in Europe, I saw how it went, and it was young kids, which pisses me off ever the more. Young kids that even spoke English perfectly well, like they might have been in America at some point to like learn English very well or something. I don't know. But I would see these groups of kids and they would look at you and they would say, oh, you dropped your wallet, so that you would like touch where on your body you kept your wallet. And then the next one would pickpocket it because they would see where you touched your hand to where your wallet is to check if it was there, right? So whenever somebody asked me, oh, ma'am, you dropped your wallet, I would just lunge at them. Like, it was just so bad. Like, I'm just like, because I knew exactly what they were doing. So I'm like, oh, really? So you're going to try to pickpocket me? I'm going to beat your ass right here in the streets. And I remember my husband like pulling me off, like, no, you can't beat up the European pickpocket children. I'm like, watching me do it, bro. I know what they're up to. And then I'm just like, come at me. And I'm screaming in the middle of the street. And every European is like, what is wrong with this psycho American woman? And it's like, no, you are not pickpocketing me. I am crazy. I'm an American. We stand our ground here. We will beat you to death for $5. I don't care. If I had to earn that, you don't understand the stress it is to be an American. This is dog eat dog here. You do not come to America and steal from another American. The amount of hell that we have to go through just to survive makes us rabid, feral animals. Anyways, yay. So, as a reminder, Americans usually get one vacation week, max 2 per year. Like, that's if you're like super doing well in your job. So 2 weeks per year, okay? We pay exponentially more for air travel because they know that we can only do one trip a year. So they make sure they get like a year's worth in one trip. All right. So, vacation days for Americans are so vital that we will destroy anyone who attempts to take even a few of those precious hours away from us. So stats back this up. Americans average just 11 paid vacation days annually with no federal mandates for vacations, while Europeans get a guaranteed 25 to 30 days or more a year off. That's a freaking month, bro. Okay? Leading to memes on X about how 30% of Europeans take over 25 days off, but only 6% of Americans do. And that's the top 6%. Those are probably the housewives like myself. I have days off. If you're not in my situation, you're screwed. Anyways, so while Americans are over here busy grinding, airfares, domestic US flights can cost triple per mile rate of inter-European ones, right? Thanks to less competition and longer distances, though ironically, transatlantic tickets from the US are cheaper to flee to Europe than fly across coast to coast sometimes, which is really weird. A recent Reddit thread hilariously pointed out that Americans treat the rare paid time off like sacred artifacts, plotting revenge on any delayed flight, while Europeans casually sip wine on month-long breaks without a care. That's probably why they just don't have any fight in them. They're just weak beta. They've just been relaxed all their lives. They don't know what it's like to not have a vacation ever and to like imagine if like you have a layover on your vacation that wasn't planned for. That's like 5 or whatever, I don't know, like maybe like 24 hours that you lost from your precious 2 weeks or 1 week. That's ridiculous. So anyways, of course we're on edge. All right. So, another thing, Europeans think that they're somehow superior to Americans, but they find it baffling. Well, we find it baffling when they think that air conditioning is evil and causes health issues, all because their electric grids are not strong enough for everyone to use an air conditioning. So they propagandize their population so much to make them scared of air conditioning. Surveys and articles from CNN and the Washington Post reveal that many Europeans view air conditioning as environmentally harmful, fake air that spreads illnesses, or is just too American, leading to resistance even during the deadliest of heat waves. With only 5 to 10% of homes in countries like France and Germany even having air conditionings, compared to 90% of the United States. In current news, amid the 2025 heat waves, X was flooded with memes mocking Europeans for choosing fans and open windows over AC. With one viral post complaining that they'd rather die than install a unit, echoing real reports of grid strain and cultural aversion. So, similar to when the elites tried to propagandize to the American people to fear meat, and Americans eventually protested by creating the first all meat diet, aka the carnivore diet. Adding to that rebellious spirit, the carnivore diet has exploded in popularity with over 100,000 followers on social media touting it as a middle finger to plant-based pushes and funny anecdotes of people eating steak for breakfast just to spite vegan influencers, proving that Americans turn propaganda into trends against our elite overlords. But I digress. Yes, around 175,000 Europeans die a year from heat on the same latitude as Canada. To put it into perspective, that's more than the entire population of a mid-sized city like Salt Lake City vanishing annually, while places like Toronto chill in the summers with AC and fewer heat issues, highlighting how Europeans' anti-AC stance turns geography into a punchline. As one X meme notes, Europe's same latitude as Canada, but dying like it's the Sahara because they feel AC is unnatural. So if you've made it this far through this roast and rant without melting like a European in July, smash the like button, show your American grit, and even if you're not an American, prove that you're not a beta and hit the subscribe. And we will see you next time. Also, follow me on X. I think it's at Persian Kitty Cat with K. And I will try to come back the rest of the week with more updates. And let's see the chat before I go, because I do have to leave a little bit earlier today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Europeans don't live. They all have like really scrawny arms, and they're always complaining about how like we're so big and whatever and overweight, but at least we're not scrawny. Okay, let's see. Euros, you got hot beaches, no fatties coffee. Just put your AC on, you'll be more superior. I don't know. I don't know. Would you rather be like a fat American that like, I don't know, stands your ground and doesn't like just get robbed? I don't know. I think I would prefer that. I would, I don't know. You guys, let me know. I would just not like to get robbed. I'm sorry. If I earn something, you're not taking it from me. That's just how I feel. Let's see. Yes. What? Okay, you need to calm down. We're talking about America here. Yeah, times have really changed. I would say it's more like Italy and France that have the most pickpocketers, but it's usually like there's a bunch of memes that Americans are going around with big water bottles to like make the pickpocketers stay away from them, because obviously having a big water bottle is such a like American thing. The other thing about water bottles, Europeans are constantly making fun of Americans for having water bottles, but look at the heat stroke stats on them. These people are dying left and right from like overheating and mocking us for not because we drink water. I don't know, just like they're insane. We're supposed to drink water. Guys, you need to drink water. All right. Let's see. All right, that's all for today, guys. Yes. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for hanging out and have a good rest of your day. Bye.
The carbon they want to reduce is you and everyone you love. Stop acting like you have